Okay, hello children. So let's start today's lesson. Today's lesson is Jody's. This is Jody's Fawn. Okay, before I begin, I'll ask you something. That is, how are you all? I'm sure you all are fine. So today's story is about Jody's Fawn. Now, what you see in the picture is a boy. His name is what? His name is Jody. Now, and you can see a picture of fawn also. Now, the question is, what is a fawn? A fawn is a baby deer, as you see in the picture. So, this story is about Jody's fawn. So, let's begin, children. So, this is Jody's Fawn is a very touching story. That means it moves you, that tells us about a little child and his consciousness. It revolves around the emotions of Jody and his pure heart. Emotions means his feelings, his thoughts. It also tells us that Jody is a very good boy. He has a pure heart. So when a snake bites Jody's father, he kills a doe. Doe is a female deer. A female deer is called a doe to save him. He uses the heart and liver for drawing out the poison. So why is the doe killed? To draw the poison out from his body. Who's Jody's father? Penny. Now, so he had to kill the deer to give the heart and liver of that deer to Jody's father. Now, however, the loss of that doe and thoughts about the fawn do not leave his mind. Now he's wondering, now what to do? What should I do? Now that small fawn, that baby deer will be without a mother. So who's going to look after him? Now, who's thinking about all these things? That boy Jody is thinking, See how thoughtful that small boy is. So he thinks about it a lot and feels that abandoning him, leaving him all alone. In the woods means in the forest. Was not right? Yes, Jody is absolutely right. If he leaves it all alone, that means Jody is selfish. So whatever Jody is thinking is absolutely correct. It is right. So what does he do? What does Jody do? He convinces his family to let him raise the fawn. Raise means bada karna in Hindi we say na, to bring up. Yeah. He even goes to the extent of saying that he will feed him his own share of milk. See, how good boy, what a good boy he is, he says. I'm going to give my share of milk to that small fawn, to that baby deer. Such a good boy, see, Jody is. So everyone finally agrees and goes to the forest to find the fawn. On searching, he finally finds it and brings it home. So look at the picture. That is a fawn. Yeah. And that is a picture of Jody. So Jody has found the fawn. So now the fawn is safe and is big. So he brings it home. Yes, of course, he does bring it home. And now the fawn is very safe because it's going to be with Jody now in his house. And Jody is going to feed him milk. So that's the picture of fawn, Jody's fawn. Children, are you able to see? Please reply, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Okay. This story is an extract that has been taken from the popular fiction. The name of that book is The Yearling, written by Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings. That's the name of the writer. It deals with a little kid, Jody, and his emotions. He has a very sensitive mind, which makes him have a pure heart as well. Now, because he has a pure heart, because he's a good boy, he thinks about that fawn and he brings that fawn to his home. So one day, what happens? A rattlesnake bites Jody's father. Now, in order to save him, he kills a doe. A female deer is called a doe. So he could use the heart and liver to draw out the poison. Now he has to save his father. So he kills that doe so that he gives the heart and liver of the doe to the father so that his life could be saved. So he saves his father, but unfortunately, now the fawn is left alone, doesn't have a mother. Why? Because the mother is killed to take out the heart and the liver. The thought of the little fawn makes Jody very sad. He's not able to get him out of his head, so he decides to bring him home. See, so Jody, this means that Jody is a very thoughtful boy. He thinks about the others. Now he's thinking about the fawn. That is why he brings the fawn home. Because now the fawn doesn't have a mother. Who's going to look after him? So what does Jody do? He's a very good boy. He discusses with his father, but he's slightly hesitant because he doesn't know whether the father will permit him or not. So, however, he makes him realize that it was their responsibility as they killed the doe. It is a responsibility to look after the fawn. So the father now agrees with Jody and permits to do so. But father says before that, take permission from your mother. So he does that. He takes permission from his mother. In the beginning, she was surprised. She gets surprised when she first hears the idea. Jody then makes her realize that it would be ungrateful to leave the fawn all alone. So Dr. Wilson also helps Jody in persuading his mother. He must be some family friend or something like that. I guess, children. He says that nothing comes for free, and now they have to pay the price. So Millville also chips in to take Jody to the forest. He agrees. He says, "Okay, I'll take you to the forest and we'll bring the fawn here." So the mother now agrees only on the condition that Jody keeps his promise. So Jody promises to feed the fawn his share of milk. He's such a good boy. He says, "Okay, I'll give my share of milk to the fawn, to the little baby deer." So Jody carries it in his arm and brings him to his father, then feeds him milk from his hands. Look at the cute picture of the fawn there. That is Jody's. That is whose fawn? That is Jody's fawn. Such a cute little baby deer. Do you like that fawn, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Is such a
Yes, ma'am.
beautiful, cute little fawn. So thus the fawn is finally home and is ready to be raised by Jody. So it tells us how an innocent heart and beautiful soul can bring a change in somebody's life. Now, who has a beautiful heart? Who has a beautiful soul? Yes, Jody has a beautiful heart and a beautiful soul. How can we say that he has a beautiful heart and a beautiful soul? Because he thought about that fawn. He thinks about that fawn, that small baby deer. He understands that the fawn may die. He will not have anything to eat. What will the small baby drink? That is why he brings the fawn home, gives the fawn milk, and he's even ready to give his share of milk. So, such a good boy Jody is. Okay, what is the conclusion part of the story? The story is a great lesson that teaches us about human consciousness and how sensitive little children with their pure hearts and loving nature. So, small sensitive children with their loving heart and beautiful pure nature, how they behave, what is their thinking, what is their thought process. The primary theme of this story is loneliness. Okay, before I move further, look at the picture there. Look at the picture of deer. Look at that baby deer and mother deer. So beautiful. See? Yes, somebody's saying something. Who's that? What is your question? You want to ask something?
Nothing, ma'am. I was telling Do and Fawn are together.
Yes, correct. You are right. Absolutely right. So now you understood what is the meaning of doe and what is the meaning of fawn? You have understood,
Yes.
all of you? Okay, very good, very good. So, the primary theme of this story is loneliness. See, the fawn became lonely because mother was killed. Yes, that is why loneliness and guilt. Now, what is that guilt? See, Jody had to kill the doe. He was feeling guilty. Why was he feeling guilty? Now I have killed the doe. Who will look after the small baby deer? So it is about loneliness. It is about guilt. That is the feeling of guilt. Jody wished to say when you do something wrong, it keeps on coming to your mind again and again. That is the feeling of guilt. So Jody wished to save his father, so he killed the doe because there was no option left for him. He had to kill. Why? He wanted to save his father. Now he wants to save the fawn. That is the reason he brings the fawn home. Otherwise, quite possible the fawn might have died without milk. However, to save himself from the feeling of guilt, he saved the fawn. See, he did such a nice thing by saving the fawn. The fawn and Jody developed a relationship, and it is around this kinship between man and animal that this story revolves. This story is okay, so this story revolves around what? It revolves around the theme of gratitude and kindness. Gratitude means one should always be thankful. If somebody does something for you, you should never forget to thank that person. That is how, by thanking, you express, you show your gratitude. And we must all show kindness. We must be kind towards animals, we must be kind towards birds, we must be kind towards human beings. We should be kind towards all living creatures. If we are kind to them, they will be kind to us. It is like that. So we must always be kind to each and every one, whether bird or whether animal or whether human beings. So kindness and gratitude are two very good virtues. Virtues means good qualities. So we must try to inculcate these two good qualities in us. What are the two good qualities that we learned from this story? Children, tell me.
Gratitude and kindness, ma'am.
Yes, so you understood what is gratitude? When somebody does something for us, somebody does something nice for us, we say thank you. And we must never forget to say thank you. That is what is called gratitude. Understood, children? Did you understand what is gratitude?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so even though Jody was not allowed to go in search of the fawn initially, his kind heart longed for the comfort of the fawn. He was thinking only about that fawn. What was he thinking? That fawn must be all alone. Mother is not there. We have killed the mother. So now who will look after that fawn? So he was thinking, busy thinking. Why was he thinking? Because Jody is a very kind hearted boy. He is very kind. So it was this yearning. I told you what is the meaning of yearning? A yearning means an intense desire. When you have that intense, strong desire, and that desire comes from inside you, from within you. So that is called yearning. Yes, so it was this yearning that compelled him to once again go to the woods, to go to the forest, to search to look for that fawn and bring the fawn home. So when Jody met the fawn, it was afraid and weak. Why? Because it was so small. Yes, it is a small baby. See, all small baby animals, they're little scared, And initially, when you say you buy a pet dog, initially it looks so small and weak. But once you it comes to your home, you start feeding it with milk, with all the good food and all that, it becomes strong. Yes, children, have you observed this with your pets? If you have a pet,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
will know. Yes, I
But
know.
yes,
Yes, children, I know because I have a pet dog. When I also purchased that pet dog, it was so tiny, so small, afraid, weak. But now it is so strong, so beautiful. So this happens to all animals, even to human babies also. That I think all living creatures must be experiencing the same thing. So it is a very, very so, children, it is a very, very beautiful story. This story teaches us so many things. It teaches us gratitude, it teaches us kindness, So, all the beautiful, good things we learn from this story. So, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to go through the story, read the story, understand the story, and in case you come across any difficult word, what should you do? You should immediately look up the meaning in dictionary. Then only you will learn. Yes. So, what are you supposed to do? You have to read the story, understand it, so that in my next class, I can ask you questions. And when I ask you questions, you'll be ready with the answer. Yes, children, any questions from your side? Come on.
Yes,
Please
yes,
ask.
ma'am.
Please ask.
gratitude.
Ma'am, who killed the doe, ma'am? Jody's father or Jody killed the doe?
No, here I think it is Jody's
Jo-
father had a snake bite. I understood. You are asking this question because he's a small boy. How can he kill the doe? Yes, you are asking for that reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Jody killed the doe. Okay, that is what the story says, children. Jody,
Okay,
Penny's
ma'am.
son, Jody killed the doe and used the heart and liver and used the heart and what you call the liver to treat the snake's poison. That is what the story says. But what I feel, what I guess, since he's a small boy, he might have taken someone's help, which is not mentioned in the story. Yes, children, do you also think the same like me?
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah, because why? Why? Why do I think so? Because he's a small boy. But the story says that Jody killed a doe. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Any other question, children? Children, okay. I think this is we'll stop the session here. Okay, children?
What
And yes, my dear, you're asking something, please ask.
what is gratitude, ma'am? I not understood.
You not understood. I will tell you once again. Don't worry. Gratitude is expressing thanks. Now, I told you when someone does something for you, you say thank you. So that means you are expressing your gratitude. You are being
Okay.
grateful. That is gratitude. Okay, children? Now, did you
Yes,
understand what is gratitude?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Yes, my dear. Ask. Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, how they will drown out the poison by using heart and liver, ma'am? That dose.
No, there must be. Just this part is not mentioned in the story. Maybe after feeding him, they must have fed him with the heart and liver as you eat non veg and all that. I guess, is not mentioned in the story. They must have fed him with the heart and the liver of the doe. And that might have helped the poison to come out from the body. As we take Ayurvedic medicines and things happen, it is like that. Okay. But this, what you have asked, is not there in the story. Okay. Huh.
Okay.
We have to predict. Okay, children. So we'll end the session now. Thank you, children. Thank you very much for joining.